Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So last night was Super Bowl 59, and if you did watch the game, I hope you were able to go to a party or at a bar and watch it with a group of people, because if you were just watching by yourself for the love of the sport, you probably were pretty disappointed. That was maybe the worst Super Bowl I remember in my lifetime. I don't remember the last time I saw a team get skunked in the first half like that. Just thank God the Chiefs were able to score in the back half to save themselves some of the major embarrassment of leaving the Super Bowl with a goose egg. There are some folks out there suggesting this is confirmation the Chiefs have been paying off refs throughout the regular season, that now that they couldn't get their special boys on the team, they couldn't pull out a victory. And in fact, they were resoundingly defeated. The funnier thing I saw was Patrick Mahomes didn't do the right devil magic or didn't make the right sacrifices to ensure this victory. But with Tom Brady announcing over this game, really what you should have known is that the devil magic he needed to do was sacrificing his family. That's what Tom Brady did to pull out the win, so most people aren't talking about the game itself and more the events around the game. Of course, beforehand, you had Taylor Swift get booed when she got put on the Jumbotron. She seemed a little distraught by that. You saw her mouth the words to her friend there, "What's going on?" And I'm not really surprised by that. This is, of course, the Super Bowl. She's in a relationship with a team member on one of the opposing teams, and the team they're going against is the Philadelphia Eagles, who are known for being rather belligerent and destructive and one of the nastier fan bases in the NFL, if I'm being honest. Some of them hold that as a symbol of pride, but it goes without saying, I'm not surprised by her being booed. She's filled up that stadium more than once with fans of hers cheering her on while she performs her music, so I don't think it's really bothering her. She can cry herself into her money at night. That's fine. Not to mention, her old man was on interviews saying he was honored that the president would be there and that he could play in front of him. This is the first time a sitting president has gone to a Super Bowl in person. That may have had something to do with it. Of course, conservatives love to say they don't like to have politics in their sports and we need to have it just be men throwing the ball around. But I don't think that has to do with political speech in that way. It's just the politics they don't like. That's why there was such a celebration when we took in racism out of the end zones. The big stink with conservatives is, of course, the halftime show. You had Kendrick Lamar headlining, and basically it was just a little concert of his. The set piece, the symbolism, the staging, all of his people were dressed in red, white, and blue, standing in formation in an American flag. There were some certain prison elements involved, walking the circle, walking the yard, people and doing goose steps to certain beats. And of course, the commentary throughout the performance was Uncle Sam, Sam Jackson, telling Kendrick Lamar pointedly throughout his performance to not be ghetto. This is the kind of politics that conservatives don't want in their sports. And indeed, you have a Twitter user, American Papa Bear, who suggested they should cancel the Kendrick Lamar halftime show and just let Donald Trump do an hour-long rally. Some conservatives tried to spin this as a cultural victory, like this was them saying another way that they had won. You have the disgraced former Congressman Matt Gaetz, who said the halftime show you just watched is clearly the regime's response to Trump's historic gains with black men. This, of course, was community noted. This announcement was made well before Trump had won, but conservatives don't really worry themselves about the truth of things. It's just whatever makes them feel the best. Some of the more well-paid voices on the right on the Daily Wire decided to voice their concerns as well. Benny Johnson wrote an impassioned memo on Twitter saying, "Hey NFL, Trump won. We no longer let talentless, mumbling, pagan, satanic cultists do halftime shows and pretend like people like it. Thanks, everyone." The mumbling thing shouldn't come as a surprise to you. Conservatives call any amount of rap mumbling, and even in the Daily Wire, you have Matt Walsh saying, "Bizarre decision by the NFL to have some guy come out and lethargically mumble a bunch of songs that 90% of the NFL audience has never heard." We can address both of these at the same time since they're from the same company and basically the same person. Firstly, this is not mumble rap. We can all tell that this is not mumble rap, but for a conservative, any amount of beat and drum just sends them into this sort of entranced fervor where they're just one step away from calling somebody a slur. Talentless is a big stretch considering the guy just pulled away with 5 Grammys in the last award ceremony. Conservatives are probably going to say, well, the Grammys don't matter anymore. They're hacks, they're bought out, they're I guess now, since people are more on the nose with it, they'll just call it Jewish. The whole pagan, satanic, cultist thing is incredibly strange considering the very open, direct, and pointed way Kendrick Lamar references his faith and religion and his music and his iconography. And then calling him Nobody Knows is very strange as well. considering all of the streaming records broken in the last year that the guy did. He had a very shining moment in an already illustrious career last year, so it makes sense that he was able to perform on the largest stage in the United States. At the end of the day, the Super Bowl halftime show, much like the commercials for the Super Bowl, are typically for people who aren't there only for the sport. They're for your friends who are there at the party, who brought you the delicious buffalo chicken dip. This is who the halftime show is for. This is who the commercials are for. And certainly, this halftime show is gaining some traction. Whether you want to complain that it wasn't Lil Wayne, even though it was in New Orleans, even though he's kind of washed as a live performer, whether you want to complain that they muffled out the word pedophile on stage so Drake didn't sue him again, whether you want to complain that the entire crowd cheered along with the A minor part but didn't recognize any of the blatant political symbolism that was for that stage performance, all the same, the sport is done. We're into the postseason now. The song and dance is all done, and we can try and move forward with our lives. I gotta say though, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar for headlining. This is your second time performing at the Super Bowl, and it's certainly a once in a lifetime opportunity. So, congratulations to you again. Hopefully, you can ride this high back into the studio so you can make some more great music for us. But until then, y'all try to have a good day.